Hey man, I'm 18 years old. I just graduated high school. I respect you because of what you do. I'm a huge fan of action sports and I'm always doing stupid shit with my friends. I'm wondering if you have any advice for me to follow to be able to live how you do. The thing that sucks is I've been working a boring office job, but only because I'm getting paid okay and I'm not going to college. I only plan to be working there a few more months and then plan to take up firefighting as a career because it is fun. Not some office job that I will only work about 130 days out of the year, and that's the main reason. It will still give me time to live and just go do fun stuff. Just want to keep living the lifestyle of doing fun random things. Just began saving up for a dope mountain bike and snowboarding season. Just wanted to say you inspire me. Do you have any words of advice for me to be able to live the life you do? Well, let me tell you that the internet, and I want to focus on this because it's really important. The internet is really good at tricking people into thinking that their online reality and some piece of content that they put out is their reality all the time. And I used to think that. I got tricked about that as a kid when I would watch action sports videos, and I would be like, these snowboarders or like these dirt bikers, they're living the life, and they may have been living the life, but it's not how it is all the time. So then when I started to be surrounded by some of my heroes, I would realize like, oh, they're just chilling, like it's not what you see on the screen. And so a lot of kids, especially younger kids, will reach out to me and be like, I want to live your life, man. You're living. I'm like, well, some of my life is like just sitting and doing nothing. Some of my life is eating cereal, and some of my life is boring as shit. And I think the internet can trick people into thinking that, somebody's, and everyone I've seen, that has pushed tons of cool content or whatever, and people can get jealous of it or inspired by it. It's like, that's not reality all the time. So I want to really stress that people aren't living what you see online all the time, and it can trick people into thinking that they are. It's just not the reality of the situation. If you actually look at a piece of content that's inspiring, you'll look at, oh, wow, you have to think it took time. There was a camera there. It took time to edit it. It took time to put it together. And that's not what's happening all the time. So I just want to stress that. But on the other hand, there's tons of fun happening. There's tons of exciting, adventurous things that are taking place. And that's a great time. But I'll say that the struggle, it's just not all fun, sunshine and rainbows. Like there's tons of struggle and tons of things you got to work for. So I guess as far as advice goes to you, it sounds like you're on the right path. You want to be a firefighter. You're contributing to society. You get time to play and time to, go do what you want, as well as put time into, contributing to society. So it sounds like you're on the right path. I would say that the beautiful thing of contrast with work and play is that when you work, it's exciting. It's more exciting to go play. And then when you're playing, you can be like, all right, I got, work to do. I'll go back and have that contrast. Cause I've personally been put in situations in my life where, let's say, I don't necessarily have to be at work at a certain time, or I don't have to be somewhere, and that can kill me. I remember being a kid in elementary school, Mammoth Elementary School, looking out the window and just being like, I cannot wait until this is over so I can just snowboard all day, every day, and just go do whatever I want. And the reality is that when that happened, the actual contrast of being able to go to school and then look forward to skateboarding or snowboarding afterwards, that was like the beauty, because it just made you that much more hungry to go and like want to do that. But the hunger level a little bit changed, just a little, when you could just go do it at your leisure. Like for me, I just realized that like the hunger's not there. So now when I schedule things and I'm excited to go like participate in something, regardless of what it is, you have like the contrast of like work and play. And it's really important, I think. And some of your work can be playing, and that's like the most sustainable thing. But you got to just have that awareness, I think, and understand that it's not like, I don't care who you are, nobody's playing all the time and sustaining it. Like there's some work that needs to be put in. There's certain things that you don't want to do. But overall, objectively looking, if you can design your life in a way that, and this just takes thinking about it, thoughts, action, like creating a way that can be sustainable for you, that's a beautiful thing. So, if you want to be outside, be outdoors, well, you got to be in a place that's easy access to that. If you can find work that's contributing to society in a way that you believe in and you're passionate about. All I'm saying is the things that we do show us what we believe. And if you're passionate about the outdoors, you're passionate about living a life, you're going to have to make some sacrifices of But as long as it's along the same lines of what you want to do as a life path, then it won't feel like work. You're just kind of evolving your progression of a human and your career and everything, and it'll all blend together. So if you can find a way to make your passions work, you're going to struggle, you're going to go through sacrifice, but in the end, it's a life that you wanted to live. So it's a beautiful thing. So I would just say to anybody out there young, trying to figure out what they want to do, that stick the course, try to find things that are contributing to society in a way that you believe in and you're passionate about, and the rest should fall into place. Go get it. But we're all socially conditioned. I like what you're saying, that as a kid from 1 year old to 7 or 5 to 12, and there's so many different parts where the mind is developing, but we are being socially conditioned into becoming what we're surrounded by. And so if your parents are all gung-ho into politics or gung-ho into focusing on these negative parts, but then you wake up one day, you grow up enough to question everything you've ever been surrounded by, then you realize, for me at least, in certain instances in my life, I've been fed a lie. I've been completely, not by my parents, just in general, where you're surrounded in school and certain things you have no control over. That's why bullying's happening so much, is because you're seeing like one group of parents that believe in something, and then another group of parents, and then the kids are put in the same room, and then it's not even their fault that they're not agreeing. It's just that they're surrounded by different energies, and then that gets put into the same room, and that's what's bullying, and all this stuff is happening, and it's horrible. And then that kid's fucked up for life because of something that is completely out of their control, honestly. And then they get old enough to realize, wow, I was surrounded by things I really didn't have control over, and now my life is shaped by it. So what I'm saying now is just question everything you've ever been fed. Question everything you've ever been taught, especially if you're an older person now. Look back on your life and question it. Don't see it as truth. Have the awareness to say, is that the truth? Or is that something that I was told to believe as the truth? It's very different. And it's so insane that our world can literally be reshaped if we can come to the awareness and realization that we are becoming what we're being fed, we're becoming who we hang out with, we're becoming what we're being surrounded by, and our surroundings in general, and to see that we need change, and it's going to happen. It's inevitable, but it's a super sad process to see that this is a long haul. Like, this isn't something that just happened yesterday. This has been going on for generations and generations and generations. But to at least be aware of it is the first step, and to talk about it is really important.